How's it going, everybody? It's Charlie and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. Hope everyone is having a great start to their week so far. Just before we get into it, as always, please make sure that you are smashing that like button. It really does help get the video out there to more people. Please subscribe to the channel if you are brand new as well and hit the notification bell so that you're always aware of when content is out on the channel. And most importantly, please make sure that you are, of course, getting all of your comments into the comment section down below with all your thoughts and opinions on the topics in this video. And of course, check out the membership features on the channel now. As you can see, I am back in more familiar surroundings, or at least, you know, my usual upload settings are back to normal. Now I've got my new internet, which is hopefully all good. There will be some membership perks dropping very shortly, so keep your eyes peeled for that. So yeah, it hasn't been a great few days, has it? It really hasn't been a great few days in the world of Leeds United. Obviously, Sheffield United and Burnley fans absolutely loving life right now. And in fact, not just those fans, all fans are loving the wobble that we are currently going through at the minute. And like I discussed on last night's video, which if you haven't already, go and check that out. It is worrying at the minute. It is. And, you know, hopefully, you know, starting at Luton away on Saturday, we can get back to winning ways and pick up some form, because I do thoroughly believe that we are the best team in this division. But certain decisions that are being made at the minute and certain personnel that are being selected by Daniel Farke at the minute is just absolutely mind-boggling. And that's really the topic of this video, really. I wanted to come on and just have a chat about what Daniel Farke needs to do, or what I believe and what the majority of Leeds United fans think he should do to rectify these issues. Yeah, I mean, let's just start with the obvious one. El Bagel in goal, the French hologram, biscuit wrists, crisp packet, whatever you want to call him. The time has definitely come now. The time has come. He needs to be dropped. There's no two ways about it now. Illan Meslier has to be dropped, for the good of the team and for the good of himself, really. You know, because it should have happened after Sunderland away. It should have happened after Hull away. You know, there's even other ones that people seem to have forgotten about, like the Norwich away, where Josh Sargent scored that penalty. That goes right through him. The Preston away goes right through him. The Portsmouth away goal that was not that long ago, his positioning's all wrong. The goals the other day were just shambolic. And, you know, fair play to Swansea. They did play well and they did deserve something from the game, but we gifted them both goals. And I think even they'll admit that. And, you know, say what you want about Big Sam Allardyce, but he came in, you know, with 4 games remaining. And yes, we ultimately did get relegated, but the only thing that he got bang on was dropping Illan Meslier from the get-go. Yes, Joe Robles wasn't the most perfect replacement. And I'm not even saying that Carl Darlow or even Alex Cairns are perfect replacements, because they're not. And, you know, either one of them two would be coming in fairly rusty. I know Carl Darlow plays for Wales, but in terms of, you know, regular football, it would be quite rusty. But I'm sorry, I refuse to believe that Carl Darlow or Alex Cairns are any worse than him. And, you know, they don't usually do this at Ellen Road, but when Swansea scored their equaliser right at the death, they actually showed it on screen. Now, they never usually show the opposition goals on screen, or I haven't noticed it anyway. But they showed that one, and it was very, you know, it was audible that as soon as it showed you, the ball just goes straight through Illan Meslier. The abuse started. I think Farke got booed definitely at the Kop end. He probably got booed all around the ground, because it's getting to a point now where, even though I've just said all that about Illan Meslier, you know, look, he isn't a good goalkeeper. We've known it for years now. There's the clip doing the rounds today I saw on Twitter of when he let that free kick in against Newcastle in the Premier League. That was 3 years ago, and we've still got him as our number one goalkeeper. And yeah, it's a shocking indictment on the recruitment at Leeds in that area. I think we've got recruitment fairly bang on over the last 2 seasons that the 49ers have been here, but they've not addressed the goalkeeping situation whatsoever. Daniel Farke claiming at one point last season that Ilhan Melier is the best goalkeeper in the division. What a load of BS that was. He backed him after Sunderland, which, the Sunderland one at the time, you're thinking, right, okay, it was bad and people were calling for him to be dropped. But early on in the season, it was a howler. It was a weird howler as well. So you kind of maybe give him a very small benefit of the doubt. But then there's been other goals since that are just, there's just no excuse for. The goals at Hull. The goals the other day, like I've said, other goals, there's a Norwich away. Portsmouth on the opening day. And if we're being generous, it's cost us 11 points. And that's been extremely generous. Even if we get 6 to 8 of those points, we're quite a bit clear now. And the situation's completely different. I've listened to the Square Ball. I've listened to Don't Go to Bed Just Yet. I've listened to other creators today whilst I've been driving around for work, and everybody's in agreement that Ilhan Melier should be dropped. And there's a very small part of me that thinks he will drop him for Luton. And if he does, then that's a fairly big statement, to be fair. But yeah, I just wanted to start on that. I think we're all in agreement that Ilhan Melier deserves to be dropped. No question about it. The next thing that I think he needs to do is drop a certain American number 10. I say that in inverted commas. Now, look, I will give him a slight benefit of the doubt on this one in terms of the Swansea game, because if Willie Gnonto doesn't get injured on international duty, he starts that game 100%, in my opinion. But it's not even just Swansea. And, Aronson scored against Swansea, fair dues inside 30-odd seconds, but then was completely anonymous for the rest of the game and completely ineffective. I've said it for a while now, definitely since the turn of the year, he has gone severely downhill. First half of the season, I thought he was fairly decent, to be fair to him. He had the odd frustrating game like he does, but overall, I thought it was all right. But like I say, since the turn of this year, he's just not been that same player. Completely ineffective. Decision-making is poor. He lacks physicality, gets shoved off the ball way too easily. His weight of pass, deciding whether he needs to shoot or not. Yeah, he runs about and he presses, but I could run about Ellen Road and try and press defenders. Doesn't mean I'm a good number 10. And it is a shame. It is a shame because, like I said, first half of the season he started off all right, but Farke needs to get out of this rut that he's in terms of getting emotionally attached to the squad and playing his mates, basically. Like I said, sorry, about Melier, the whole fan base knows that Melier should be dropped. The whole fan base knows that Brendan Aronson should be dropped. So why isn't he? He adds nothing. If you take him out, you don't lose anything. You do not lose a thing with Brendan Aronson coming out of the team. Gnonto came on in the 85th minute the other day and scored instantly. Came on at half-time against QPI, was directly involved in our equaliser and had a very, very good second half. I think Willie Gnonto comes in to start against Luton on Saturday. I really do. And Largy Ramazani needs to be getting way more minutes as well. I get where people are coming from in a sense of whenever he's coming on recently, he isn't playing well, which, yeah, he isn't. But when he's only played, 750 odd minutes all season, that's not a lot of football at all. And, prior to his injury against Watford at Ellen Road earlier on in the season, he was playing. And, Solomon's been off it for a little while now. Dan James looks absolutely shattered. We've got an embarrassment of riches in the wide areas. Use your squad. Use your squad, Daniel. Largy Ramazani is a huge asset at championship level. Nonto is an amazing player to have at championship level. Yes, you've got Solomon and Dan James who have been amazing this season, but lately they have dropped off a bit and they look tired. So give them a break. Give them a break. And please, for the love of God, against Luton, put Tanaka back in. Put Junior Firpo back in. Yes, Tanaka didn't do well when he came on the other day. I hold my hands up to that. But that, having Firpo in the team and Tanaka in the team makes it our best team. Will he play Ethan Ampadu or not moving forward? Probably will once he gets more fit, but it was evident that he wasn't fit the other day, so why play him? Why play him? Either start Tanaka or start a 100% fit Gruev. You've got Isaac Schmidt on the bench. He doesn't even get utilised. He plays Sam Byram again, his favourite. Stop getting emotionally attached to players. Drop the bagel and the hologram that you've got in goal and actually play your most creative player in Willie Nonto over your least effective player, Brendan Aronson. That's what we need to see moving forward for these remaining 7 games. Because like I said yesterday, I know we're all acting doom and gloom, and rightly so, because it isn't great at the minute. But it isn't over yet. It isn't. We've got 7 games left. If we can put it right against Luton and have good results moving forward, then I hope this is the wobble over now. I hope that's it. Like I say, the players just look like they don't trust Meslier, so just get him gone. I bet Brendan's frustrating to play with at times as well. And you've got quality assets on the bench that are just warming up a bench. Criminal. Absolutely criminal. And he's making a rod for his own back. And it could end up costing us promotion and then ultimately cost him his job. Because let's be honest, if we don't go up this season, he's gone. Facts. So it's within his best interests that he does something about this. But yeah, we'll leave it there, guys. I'm sorry, the tone of the last few videos has not been great, but it isn't a great situation at the moment, is it? But, hopefully if we can see some changes. Do I realistically think he'll drop Meslier? Probably not. But the other changes definitely need to happen. But like I said at the beginning, hit me up in the comment section with your thoughts and opinions on everything we've discussed there. Please make sure that you're liking the content. Subscribe to the channel if you are brand new and hit the notification bell. And I will see you in the next one. Cheers.